Hi everyone, I'm Jeff.
And I'm Anna, and you're listening to We Judge a Show by Its Pilot, a podcast hosted by us, a married couple with an endless love for TV.
Whether you're looking for a new show to binge or wanting to revisit an old classic, let us be your guide through the infinite list of TV shows.
So come join us every Friday as we discuss the pilot for a TV show while also sharing personal stories that parallel the storylines.
We Judge a Show by Its Pilot, where your new favorite show is just one click away. Hello everyone, welcome back to our pod.
Hello.
Hi.
Hi Max. We're dog sitting.
Yeah, I just came back from dog sitting my brother and my niece dog.
And your niece cat.
And my niece cat, Cupcake, who was the most well-behaved of the pets.
Of the three.
Absolutely loved her. But yeah, so we are back, and we are sorry this is coming a day late. I guarantee you it was worth the wait. We are doing if you saw the title of the episode, you know what we're doing, but it's YouTube month for Anna's birthday month, and we are doing a YouTube. It's a show that's a part of a channel, but we are doing Hot Ones, which is a part of the First We Feast channel. A show on YouTube that we began watching religiously during the pandemic. Mm-hmm. It was something that we watched a lot, and even if you go on our Facebooks and really dig in our 2020 history, we have done this before.
Yeah. We did it, I think, at least 3 or 4 times.
We did it a few times. It kind of became a thing for a while because we got
My brother even guest starred with us.
He did.
Yeah.
So we are going to be taking on the wings of death today. We're going through the hot wing gauntlet, as Sean Evans would say.
Yeah.
And we've done this before. We've experienced at least 2 of these because we definitely have experienced the first one.
Yeah, and
we've definitely have experienced the bomb, which we have talked about before. So we're going to get right into it. We're going to do 5 wings, 5 questions. We're going to be each asking each other 5 questions.
And eating a tender.
Yes, we're doing chicken tenders just because this is technically our dinner.
Yes.
So
we already had a salad and we had like a little vegetable pasta, and now
it was really good.
Now our protein.
So let's just go ahead. I feel like I'm inhaling Da Bomb right now.
I can
is so
smell
potent.
it. It's if you could see my face, it's happening. It's where like you get that little sweats, the vinegar sweats. Right in your nasal area, I can already sense it. I'm already dreading Da Bomb, but we're gonna do it.
We got our Coronas. The only time we ever drink beer is when we're having wings, and we are ready to go.
All right, Hot Ones. First we feast. Hot Ones is an American YouTube talk show that premiered on the First We Feast channel on March 12th, 2015. As of March 2026, the series has released a little over 400 episodes. The basic premise for Hot Ones is the host, Sean Evans, interviews celebrities of every kind: actors, filmmakers, music artists, athletes, other talk show hosts. What's the catch? Each question... Sorry. Cut that. What's the catch?
There's no cuts this episode. We already went over this.
Yes. All right. Sorry. What's the catch? Each question Sean asks is preceded by both the host and the guest eating a hot wing. 10 questions, 10 wings. The wings get hotter as the interview progresses, according to the Scoville scale.
Yes, which is made up, but I mean, we've had most of the sauces that they've had, at least in recent years, and we can vouch. They get hotter as you go.
Each season has a new lineup of hot sausage, and eventually Hot Ones began their own hot sauce brand and have featured their own sauces on the show. The classic barbacoa and our personal favorite, Rojo Los Calientes. Those are my faves. Those were all like awesome. The last wing of the interview is tossed in the Hot Ones brand, The Last Dab, which is a reference to Machine Gun Kelly's interview when he added more hot sauce to the final wing. So from then on, every interview ends with Sean and the guest adding a last dab to the final wing to add more heat. But the hot sauce that everyone knows best is Da Bomb Beyond Insanity, which is only the 8th wing, but is usually the breaking point for most guests for the immediate extreme heat that hits you after taking a bite. Plus, it tastes disgusting.
It's
I'm
kind of staring
metal.
at it right now.
It's like metal.
I've been staring it down this whole time.
I'm dreading it. Some of the best crash outs on Hot Ones include DJ Khaled. Sorry, I don't know all the names. Shaquille O'Neal, he was hilarious. Coolio,
who famously got sick afterwards and was like,
oh, wasn't he vomiting?
He was vomiting and sprawled out on their green room couch for hours.
Eric Andre, Pete Davidson is my favorite.
Oh, yeah.
Literally from the first one, which is usually barely anything. He was sweating and convulsing. And most recently, Conan O'Brien.
That one was insane.
Some of the most impressive Hot Ones episodes is where the guest will barely flinch, and those include Padma Lakshmi, the former host of Top Chef, Elizabeth Olsen, Will Forte, Ariana Grande, and Demi Moore.
Mostly women
and
are the ones.
What about Jenna Ortega?
Yeah, she didn't flinch either.
She didn't flinch.
Women.
Yeah,
women. All I'm saying.
Oh, and Will Forte.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Speaking of Four Seasons.
Yeah.
All right, so we're just going to go ahead and get right into this. Let's take a bite.
Left to right?
Yes.
All right.
Starting with the orange looking one.
Yep.
This is Louisiana brand wing sauce, so like the Louisiana hot sauce, but it's the wing sauce. We've had this before. I bought it at the store today. I just figured why not our first sauce be something local? It's made in New Iberia.
Yeah.
I was trying to remember where it was made. It's a really good sauce.
Oh yeah.
So good.
It hits.
Okay. This question is for both of us.
Woo, that hits on the back. Oh Lord. I'm already going for the beer.
All right. So this question is for both of us. We both love to cook. We both love food. Since we're doing an episode about a hot sauce show, it only seems natural that we talk about sauces. What's your favorite dipping sauce? What's a dipping sauce that you don't like? And what's a sauce that surprised you? Like you weren't expecting it to like it so much.
Okay, I'm not going to lie. I'm going to answer the last question first.
Okay.
What's a sauce that surprised you? Mine was, and this is probably like really stupid, McDonald's, and it's honey. And I know honey is technically not a sauce, but it is for McDonald's chicken nuggets. And I think that probably comes from Church's Chicken. Honey was a big thing with Church's Chicken. And so I think as a little kid, I was like, well, I bet that tastes good on a chicken nugget. And it's one of my favorite things to get whenever we do get chicken nuggets from McDonald's. And they always get it wrong, and I always end up with honey mustard.
Yeah.
My favorite dipping sauce, I'm not going to lie, it probably has to be just barbecue. Mm-hmm. I mean, just any barbecue, which runs a close with maybe like Cane's. That's whatever their secret little sauce is.
I know what it is.
You know what it is. And so those are just I know those are basic. And then, a sauce that I don't like, Da Bomb Beyond Insanity. No, I'm trying to really think. Like maybe I would say some of those ones at like Buffalo Wild Wings that have like a lot of garlic to them.
Yeah, I was gonna for mine, my least favorite. The first time I ever had the Parmesan garlic.
Yes, maybe that's the one.
Dipping sauce. I'm not really into that.
Yeah, it was like too much.
Yeah,
I think Buffalo Wild Wings love you. If you want to sponsor us, please do.
I almost got a Buffalo Wild Wings brand, but then I saw Louisiana hot sauce. It made more sense.
I feel like they, again, because of their menu, it's so big, they just try to have so many varieties.
Yeah.
Now, some of theirs are really good, like the Thai chili is really good.
Asian Zing.
Yeah. And then I think they have like a Korean barbecue one or something. So I love those, but that Parmesan garlic just didn't mesh with me.
Yeah.
And I think that was why I was like, it's garlic. And then you answered it. So I think those are mine. I'm pretty basic. I mean, barbecue, ranch, cane sauce. Again, honey surprised me as a kid. And then I don't really like the Parmesan garlic. What about you?
My favorite dipping sauce, also McDonald's. It's funny that we both have a McDonald's on our list, but McDonald's hot mustard. I've been having that since chicken nuggets, since I've been eating chicken nuggets at McDonald's, since I was a kid. I remember the first time I ever had it, I think I asked for honey mustard, and they gave me hot mustard instead.
Yeah, you do love your hot mustard.
And I'll put it on a chicken sandwich. Like, it's so, I don't know why. It's just so, because it's not hot. It's not spicy. It's not, it tastes like just a more vinegar forward mustard. That's basically what it tastes like. And
But so it's not like if you go to a Chinese restaurant and they have the...
I learned that the hard way.
Oh, okay.
Because
so it's different.
Because I had like at Five Happiness when they have the hot mustard there. Yes. I had hot mustard at a Chinese restaurant thinking it was the same thing, and it is actually like hot mustard at a Chinese restaurant. You have to mix it in with the sweet and sour in order to kind of balance it out.
Oh yeah, my sister loves that hot mustard stuff.
So good.
And just by itself.
Yeah, McDonald's hot mustard. Anytime we make like because we make chicken fingers a lot, not a lot, but it's a regular.
You do.
It's a rotation that we have for our dinner because it's so easy and we both love it. If there's hot mustard in our, because we have a whole sauce drawer, we have a whole drawer, which I thought most people have. I was just at my sister's house; she does not have a sauce drawer. I was very disappointed because
there was no soy sauce there.
There was no soy sauce. There was no. I mean, like it was just really funny because I was just like, oh yeah, like. Not everyone has that, it's just like because it just seems so normal to me. But we have a whole drawer dedicated to sauces. And I also love Chick-fil-A sauce, and that's a recent discovery. That's something that because I've never been a big Chick-fil-A person. I don't know if that's a hot take or not, but I remember, I don't know if you got it for me one random time, or if I was just like, hey, let me just try it, let me ask for it. But I tried it, and I love it, and I put it on my chicken sandwich. Yeah. I stopped getting the spicy chicken sandwich, and I just get the regular chicken sandwich now, and I just put Chick-fil-A sauce on it. And it is so freaking good. A sauce that surprised me, we just talked about it, the Rojo Los Calientes. I was not, that is like, I have the Rojo Los Calientes flavored Pringles. Like, the sauce is so good. I don't know if that's a dipping sauce, because it is a hot sauce, but we put it on our nachos when we make nachos at home. It is so good. It is so spicy, but not like overpowering spicy. It's got like that chipotle, which is my favorite pepper.
It just tastes really.
Chipotle's my favorite, smoky like that. I love the chipotle flavor. It's my favorite pepper spice flavor because it's got that smoky like kind of barbecue taste to it, and I love it so much. A sauce that I don't really like. So we're gonna probably talk about this in a second. I'm not a giant picky eater. Like I love sauce. I'm a condiment boy. Like I love
spicy ketchup.
I love spicy. Oh, thank you. Spicy ketchup from Whataburger, another favorite dipping sauce. I put that on my burgers. I dip that with my fries. I put it on everything. I love me some spicy ketchup. I can't wait till we go to Germany and I can finally try curry ketchup. I am so excited.
Oh yeah.
One that I don't like, I said it a second ago, Parmesan garlic. I'm not a huge fan of anything kind of garlic when it comes to a dipping. Like I remember everyone losing their minds over the garlic butter dipping sauce from Papa John's.
Oh yeah. And
I remember trying it and being like, it's okay, I guess. So I think that's probably the closest thing to something that I don't like, other than the obvious of like, of Da Bombi on Insanity or something like that.
I remember when we did this back during 2020 of the pandemic. One that I remember being so excited about and then was really disappointed was that one blueberry.
Yeah. I remember that. Yeah.
And it actually was like blue. Yeah. Like it was purpley when you mixed it with the chicken.
And it was gross.
And it just did not have any flavor.
I remember that.
I remember being so pumped thinking like, oh my gosh, this is going to be amazing. And it was not. So, yeah. Again, not a dipping sauce, but one of the sauces that we've tried.
Right. I'm trying to think of like just dipping sauces in general, but I love ranch, I love blue cheese, I love barbecue, I love honey mustard varies. It's a very specific. I don't love honey mustard, but there are very specific places. The honey mustard that my sister had was really good. Oh, yeah. I really liked it. I don't know what brand. I need to ask her what brand that is. Okay, so for the next question, do you want to ask or do you want me to ask you?
You can ask me.
Okay. All right, well, we got to take a bite.
Oh, we're on the second one? Oh, my God. I shouldn't have eaten that whole first one. But
well, I mean, like I said, this is our dinner.
This is dinner, so.
We're only going to be taking, like, little bites of probably, like, the last two. And
I'm barely taking a bite of Da Bomb. So I'm going to go ahead and just tell.
So we have 3 of our 5 sauces, our Hot Ones brands. This is the pickled garlic sriracha, which I was excited about until I found out it was pickled garlic. It smells good, though.
I shouldn't have dipped it, but that's all right. I dipped it in blue cheese.
It's okay, I just did the same thing.
We haven't had this one before, have we? Okay.
I've been wanting to try this one because I love sriracha.
And you're gonna laugh at me. I don't think I've ever had sriracha.
So good.
Not
Oh,
straight.
that's good.
It's actually very mild.
Mm-hmm.
I think I've always just been scared of sriracha. The name scares me.
We should have put this one first. I don't know if Louisiana brand wing sauce has a Scoville rating, so I just assumed that would be number one. But
This is very mild.
the Louisiana wing sauce had a lot more heat to it. Ooh, that's good.
I just tried it without the blue cheese.
Piece of sriracha.
Oh, that's good.
Mm-hmm.
I could get behind that.
Okay,
All right.
so your all-time favorite franchise, and Easter just passed, so
Yes.
this is very, very convenient. Your favorite franchise is the Alien movies.
Of course.
On any given day, I will come home and you are watching one of the Alien movies.
I watched one today.
You did?
Yeah.
It had nothing to do with Arco. You just wanted to do it.
It
That's
just
awesome.
it just popped up and I was like, all right, it's the director's cut of Aliens.
Oh my god! So
Which
good.
I love those little
Yeah.
things that weren't in the actual cut of the movie. So yeah.
All right, so from best to worst, rank the Alien movies.
All right. I have Aliens,
Oh, of course.
which I watched today, the director's cut. Alien. I then have Alien Covenant,
Okay.
and then I have Alien Prometheus.
Okay.
And then this is a new one is I have Alien 3. I had watched it only once and then
Yeah.
we watched it again
It's
and
not
I
bad.
found a new appreciation for
Yeah.
it. I think back when when I first watched it, whenever it came out back in like the 90s, I was mad about Newt dying and Hicks being, dead as well. Like I think I just got immediately mad and was
Yeah.
like, I'm not going to like this. But rewatching it, I liked it. I threw one in that is also recent, and that's Alien Earth, the TV series. I have really liked that.
Yeah.
It was just a very interesting interspersion of like the Alien franchise into the timeline. Like, so I really liked how they've done that. Alien Resurrection, which was after Alien 3.
Yeah.
It also, I think, had Winona and Sigourney Weaver. I think I've maybe only watched that once or twice as well. So that's why it's kind of low. Alien Romulus, which is the most recent movie. I liked it. I kind of felt like it was a little bit of Aliens in a current version with just new actors and new like Gen X or Gen Z or Alpha, whichever generation these actors are. I mean, it was really good, but it also bridged the gap between Aliens and between Alien and Aliens.
Yeah.
So I did like that. You saw what happened in between.
Yeah.
Then I have Alien versus Predator.
Oh, you're doing all of them.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
And then I have, again, I think I've maybe only watched this once, and I have it last because this is a maybe. Alien versus Predator Requiem.
Yeah.
So that one's very vague, but we've watched Alien versus Predator.
Hell yeah, we did.
So that's my Alien franchise list. We always usually watch it on Easter, but we went to your mom's. I was also preparing for a medical procedure, and it was like a crappy day, so we kind of just watched whatever and spent the day in bed. So yeah. So I'm really liking the sriracha.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I've already
I mean,
eaten
that
it.
was,
Yeah.
oh my God. Yeah. I've been talking. So yeah, that was really good. Maybe I'll have actual sriracha one day.
Hell yeah.
Yeah. All right. So same thing. You are a huge horror fan as well. So that was my horror franchise. You have declared Nightmare on Elm Street 3, The Dream Warriors, as your all-time favorite movie.
Greatest movie ever made.
Your horror movie hot take is most of the franchises has a sequel that's better than the original. Other than Dream Warriors, name 5 horror movie sequels that you think is better than the original.
So this is a lot easier for me than I realized because that is my horror hot take. I think just about every franchise there is a sequel. So I'm going to start off with kind of a softball, like one that is to me, it might be controversial for a lot of horror fans, but Friday the 13th Part 2.
Oh, yes.
Such a better movie than the original. Amy Steele is such an iconic final girl. Friday the 13th Part 2 and April Fool's Day. She's the best. She kind of brings something to a final girl that I really like, where she's not a victim and she's not necessarily like the moral compass. She's just like a girl who survives, and she just kind of pulls off the badass final girl just so seamlessly.
Oh yeah.
I loved the cast for Friday the 13th Part 2. Don't get me wrong, I love the first Friday the 13th. Like, I love that movie. We've watched it many, many times together. Anytime there's a Friday the 13th, we either watch Part 1 or Part 2. But lately, it's been Part 2 because we just are way more into that. Friday the 13th Part 2 also has the smartest character ever in a horror movie, because instead of going back to the camp, he stays at the bar.
Oh yeah, that guy.
I forgot his name in the movie, but he's like the practical Joker who you were like, oh, this guy is gonna die like second. Like, this guy is dead.
Yeah, he's the one who comes when they're at the campfire, like jumps out of the woods and scares
the practical
everyone.
Joker almost always is like the one of the first ones to die. But ooh, that was a big burp. But beer burp. But yeah, so there's Friday the 13th Part 2, Hellbound, Hellraiser 2. I love the Hellraiser movies. What a lot of people always kind of mistake about the Hellraiser movies is people always think of them as like really gory, which they are, but like the first one's a family drama. Like, not a lot of people realize that. It's about, and all the characters in the Hellraiser movies are kind of just about people who aren't content with their lives and want something more, and that's why they summon Pinhead and all the other Cenobites. But Hellbound Hellraiser 2 I love because it immediately picks up after the first one. It completely centers around Ashley Lawrence, I think is her name, who plays Kirsty Cotton, and Julia Cotton, who is, I have declared as one of my fictional character crushes. And if the first Hellraiser is a family drama, the second one is almost like a fairy tale horror movie, where it's like the evil stepmother and the good stepdaughter, Kirsty versus Julia. It's just so, like, I love the score, the special effects. It's just so good, and like I can watch it any day of the week. Phantasm 2. So good. I never thought I would love a sequel more than the original Phantasm, because you know how much I love those movies. But like Phantasm 2 just God, I forgot the guy who replaced not Adam Baldwin. He's a Baldwin, but not like a Baldwin. His last name is just Baldwin. And he had to change it because of Adam Baldwin. But I forgot his name. I'm gonna have to look it up in a second, because you're gonna know who he is, and I need to look it up because you're gonna know who he is. But yeah, I just love that it was another one that kind of picked up right where the first one left off. I love when a sequel does that. Like, I love when a sequel just immediately follows the first one. You bring back the same cast, you bring back the same characters, but you just kind of add more to the story. Kind of same with Hellbound. Phantasm 2 gave much more of like a backstory, much more character development, and I just love the second one, just the whole vibe of the second one. James LeGros is who replaced in the second Phantasm.
Love him.
And Reggie Bannister is such an underrated. There's not a lot of final men in, like, famous final boys or final men in horror. I would say Bruce Campbell is a big one, Devon Sawa in Final Destination, and Reggie Bannister, who appears in all of the Phantasm movies. Unfortunately, his health is not very well right now, but he's much older, but his wife was like a big part of the Phantasm movies, and I just love the second one. It's so weird, but so good. And, of course, Angus Scrimm is the Tall Man, one of the greatest horror movie villains of all time.
The Tall Man.
Oh, yeah. So another controversial take, Scream 2. I love Scream 2, and once again, the cast, but I'm not going to reveal it just in case someone hasn't seen it, but I loved the twist of Scream 2. I loved the killer reveal. I loved the kills themselves. I loved all the cameos. Like, I didn't realize until we watched, I forgot what we were watching, but like, there were so many cameos in Scream 2. Like, I did not, Sarah Michelle Gellar, you had Joshua Jackson, like Rebecca Gayheart, Portia de Rossi, like, you had so many
Well, they were actually cameos. I mean, they were like characters.
Right, but it was just like, you just kind of...
They were like just...
Jada Pinkett Smith, Omar Epps. It was just like... not really just like famous actors who had small parts in the movie.
Yes.
And I just thought it was so well made. And, when you have a sequel, you kind of have to up the ante. And I loved how they did that.
Yeah.
So my final one is going to be kind of a funny one, but I much prefer Happy Death Day to You over the first one.
Oh, yes. I love that one.
Even though I would argue it's more of a sci-fi movie, it is in the horror genre, and I loved the alternate universe. I loved the scene between Tree and her mom in the alternate universe. Is like it's such a great movie.
I wrote about that.
Tree is in my opinion, one of the greatest modern final girls.
Oh yeah.
Of this, like I said, of this modern era. We went and saw that in theaters. We were blown away by it. Like I was so, and then of course Fivu is in it, who is someone that I know. It's always cool very rarely do you really get to see someone that that's in a movie, let alone someone that's kind of like leading a movie. And It was just really cool to see Fee, someone that I knew, someone that used to come up to George's and hang out, someone that I knew was like an actor. He's like, oh, I'm going to be an extra. I'm going to be one of the Trouble Tones in Pitch Perfect. I'm like, oh, cool. And then before you know it, he's like leading a horror movie. And it's just really cool to see that. And I can say that I know him. I can say that I knew him. I don't currently know him, but I knew him at one point. But Happy Death Day to You is such a good movie.
It's Happy Death Day.
What am I saying?
You keep saying Happy Death Day to You.
That's what it is.
I thought it was Happy Death Day 2.
Happy Death Day to You.
Oh.
I promise.
Okay.
I promise.
I can't in my mouth.
Okay.
I'm sorry I interrupted.
It's okay. No, that was it.
Okay.
All right. We're doing the next one. I'm taking a small bite just in case. This is Hot Ones Tropical Amarillo. It is their sweet Scotch bonnet.
Oh, no.
Heat level 6 out of 10.
That's a lot.
Yeah, so we're about to find out.
I don't know. We might have to do a pause for me to get another Corona.
I was kind of thinking the same thing.
Or a glass of water or something. I'm scared. Let me take a small bite, because that Scotch bonnet part, you scared me. You tell me.
It might sneak up on you. I don't know. Not bad.
Mm-mm.
Like I said, I don't know if it's going to sneak up on us or not.
I know. It hasn't hit me yet.
Maybe the Louisiana hot sauce numbed our mouth a little bit, because that was a lot hotter than we were expecting.
I mean, and this says... Well, no, it says new. But,
yeah.
I mean, it says 6 out of 10. I mean, I was scared.
Maybe we're just badasses.
Yeah, maybe we've just developed a hot sauce, like.
It's really weird
immunity.
that the one that I picked for number 1 has been the hottest so far.
Yeah.
But yeah, this is their 6 out of 10. This is their 6. This is the number 6 spot. This is 2 before Da Bomb.
Yeah.
So, like I said, maybe we're just badasses.
I do sense a little bit. Maybe I'm making this up.
No, I'm getting a little bit of an after sting.
No, I'm
kind of on the way down.
I'm not getting that. I was going to say I'm feeling a little like pineapple or like fruitiness.
It's got a sweet taste to it.
Let me see.
It's a sweet Scotch bonnet, so maybe the sweet part is helping out.
Let me see. It is. It has like yellow bell pepper, mango. It does have mango in it. I was saying... Oh, it does have pineapple.
Nice.
Yes, I knew I could taste. I sensed pineapple.
You can always taste the pineapple.
Yeah. So that was good.
All right. You want me to go? Okay, I'll go. All right. So your celebrity crushes include, and I approve of these celebrity crushes because they're all good ones. Jesse Plemons. Okay, you're gonna have to say Eben. Is it Eben Moss?
Yeah.
Bachrach.
Yeah.
Pedro Pascal and Adam Scott. I would say those are your like top. I would say more. Adam Scott's character in Parks and Rec is more of your crush than Adam Scott.
Oh, yeah.
But I know you love Adam Scott. We both love Adam Scott.
Oh, yeah. I loved him in Bachelorette. Yeah.
Oh, yeah, that's right. I loved him in Step Brothers. All right, so I would say they're all good-looking guys, but you're definitely more of like a personality-based, that's how you kind of, your crushes are. So what qualities do you look for in a celebrity crush?
I love when they're sassy. I go way back to the whole concept of I wouldn't go for the guy everyone was going after. I always say, like, I figure it gives me a greater chance of actually getting that person, because that, in my deranged teen mind, that was why I always chose the boy band member that I had a crush on, was the one no one else had a crush on.
Which New Kids?
Hi, Max.
Oh, is Max making an appearance?
Yes, he is. He's jumping up on me. He's smelling the chicken, I think.
Oh, yeah, he's been staring us down.
Which New Kids?
Yeah.
Did I like? Danny Wood.
Of course you did.
Oh my God. And he is like totally buff now. He's hot. I think I look, it's not so much, oh my gosh. I need to take a picture of this so that you can put this on the Instagram, because he is being so freaking adorable. Where'd you go? Did you go over to Uncle Jeff?
He's smelling my feet.
Oh, okay, he's over by you now. I think I just look for that guy. He's that sort of, I don't know, maybe it goes back to the concept of like, he's not the one that is the shining star, but he's the one that like holds the group together. I mean, I do think about like someone like Danny Wood. He was best friends with Donnie Wahlberg growing up. Like, they were like besties before they even got into New Kids. Andy can sing, but that's kind of what I feel like is he is the guy that he's like the muscle behind the scenes. I don't know. They've just got to be funny. They've got to be like authentic and genuine.
Now that I'm thinking about it, Jesse Plemons was kind of the scene stealer of Friday Night Lights. Eben's definitely the scene stealer of The Bear, and he's so great in Girls.
Oh my gosh, yeah.
Pedro Pascal.
And I loved him. I'm going to go way back with Eben.
Oh, and
in Mona Lisa Smile, he was just that guy, and he looks very different in that movie than he does currently. But, he was just the sweet guy, and he was just like, you stopped calling me. That's why I started dating someone else. And, you were just like, oh, like, why did you let him go? But yeah, just the guy who's like real but sweet. Mm-hmm. I always also hang on that a lot. Like, it's always the nice guy. Yeah. I feel like I really don't think I've ever been that bad boy girl. Like, that guy, certainly have never wanted to be with a guy who is certainly mean to me.
Right.
Like, I don't know.
Although we both have something in common where we do kind of have a thing for the villain, though.
Oh.
Yeah. Jesse Plemons in Breaking Bad is where it started, right?
Yeah.
And then Ramsay Bolton in Game of Thrones.
That is in the sense of that they're ruthless in the sense of their power. Mm-hmm. I mean, Ramsay was pretty horrific to Sansa and his stepmother, and obviously, he was terrible, and so was Jesse Plemons. But I think I just fell in love with that acting more than their actual character who they were portraying.
I just find villains to be more interesting. Mm-hmm. So I think that's always kind of my thing.
I mean, you've got to be great to have someone like legit hate you.
I mean, when we played our top 3 game and we were picking our fictitious celebrity crush, our fictional character crushes, I originally had Tiffany Valentine from the Chucky series, Julia Cotton from Hellraiser, and I originally had Maleficent because that was like one of my first crushes as a child because I just thought she was so hot. And I think I changed it to, I changed it to Belinda from White Lotus just because I was like, Jeff, you really look like you have a complex. Like, you really look like you have a thing for villains, which I do. Like I said, I love a female villain. Like, there's just something kind of hot about it. I'm not going to lie. Yeah.
But I feel like I really felt like I first learned of Jesse Plemons in Breaking Bad. Obviously, he was Todd in Breaking Bad, the really bad guy. But I totally fell in love with him on Game Night.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, if
you're not in love with Jesse Plemons after watching Game Night, I don't know what's wrong with you.
Yeah, you're screwed in the head. Because he is like solid in that movie. Yeah, I just love him.
Just the introduction to his character, and he's just like, it's nice. playing games of chance. It is just like this slow zoom in of him, and it's just he is just not flinching. He is not smiling. Like it is so. Is it a feature film? This is me crying at Regal Cinema while watching The Green Mile. Well, how are you supposed to know that? I assumed everybody cried when they watched The Green Mile. Yeah, he's just and I first saw Jesse Plemons,
of course,
in Friday Night Lights, and he's so funny in Landry Clark, and he is so funny in that. And him and Tyra, I loved their whole relationship. The whole murder plot was so wild, but I was so invested in it.
Was that when he killed the guy outside the gas station or the convenience store?
The assault, the one who tried to assault her, in season 1.
Yeah, that was good.
All right, you have a question for me?
All right. A skill that I find impressive is your ability to do impressions. Do you remember the first time you did an impersonation, and what advice would you give to someone on how to do those impersonations?
So I think I talked about it the very, very beginning of our podcast. I remember the first time, just like so many kids did in the 90s, I remember doing like an Urkel impression, and I remember everybody thinking it was so funny, and I think any prepubescent child can do an Urkel impression. I don't think it takes much, but I could do like the laugh snort, I can do like all of that. And I just remember like getting like the response from it, and I was just like, "Oh, this is." It was like my first like performance high as a child. And I became a theater kid, so it all makes. Man, you scarfed that Amarillo down. You liked it?
Yeah. It was really good. I know I'm not eating this one. I can just tell you in a minute. But,
you're not gonna eat it?
Oh, I'm gonna do it for the. I'm gonna take my bite, but I know I'm not gonna eat that whole thing.
Oh no, you're not. Oh, okay, yeah. But advice that I would get, so kind of later on in life, I kept doing impressions, and I learned that you can either impersonate the actual voice, you can either impersonate it or you can't. Like there's just something in you that you can either do it or not. Like Ariana Grande can just impersonate. You can just tell her to impersonate someone, she can impersonate it.
She's amazing.
But what I learned was if you can't mimic the voice, it is all about the inflection. It is all about the emphasis. It is all about like the way they deliver. It's all about like the tone,
the nasalness.
If you can't actually mimic the voice, you can really get away with just mimicking the inflection. And I can say that I am very good at that. I'm very good at that part of it.
It's grind time.
We're gonna grind.
Yeah, so you can do Bo and Yang like from that SNL skit. When we watched that with Sabrina Carpenter the first time, and like literally seconds later, you were doing it, and I was like, "Oh my god!" Like it's like in your nasal, like you got it, like almost immediately. It was great. You do it every now and then for you when I joke about it.
Oh no, I used to do it for you like multiple times a day because you would do it. You would do it wanting me to do it. Like you would say it, and you'd be like, "Okay, now it's your turn.
Now it's your turn to do it right."
It's grind time.
I freaking love that one. I mean, and you just nailed it.
Yeah. So it is all about the inflection. It is all about like really. I think a lot of it has to really kind of do with listening, just really kind of listening to it's like when you do like it's like doing like the Moira Rose impression or doing the
it's like breaking down
doing
what is it that
doing the Alexa doing like the Alexis Rose impression. It's just kind of like I don't have a girl's voice, but I can do David. I can do like it's all about like it's almost like it's almost kind of like selling it, but you're not really like doing it. I don't know. Like it really is kind of a science. Like it really is kind of like of something that I've been doing since I was a kid. And I remember whenever Jay and Silent Bob Strike Back came out and everybody was watching it. I think I was in like 11th grade when that came out. And there's kind of this whole monologue that Jason Mewes has where he's talking about like where people are talking shit about him and Silent Bob on the internet, and he's talking to Ben Affleck's character from Chasing Amy. And he's talking about like, oh, maybe one day, me and Silent Bob are macking on some chick, and she's like, oh, wait a minute, I realized that I read about on the internet that you guys are a bunch of fuckholes or something like that.
God.
And I watched that movie maybe once or twice, and then I remember doing like that whole monologue at lunch to my friends. And they were just like, you sounded exactly like him. Like, you just sounded exactly like him. And I know I didn't sound like him. Like, I know my voice, you know, you can't close your eyes. You're like, oh, that's Jason Mewes. But I just learned like well, fuck that. You know, it's just kind of like the inflection and just kind of
the inflection, the emphasis.
Oh yeah, and I love
on the right syllable.
I always and I know I can always do a good James Blunt, and I can just kind of get away with that. So before we do this one, do you want to grab some more burrs for us?
Yes.
All right.
You have it on pause.
No, I'm not. I'm going to talk into the microphone while you're gone. Okay, hey, everybody. This is Jeff. I'm by myself. Yeah, so we really wanted to... This was kind of what I think this is the first show that we decided to do for Anna's birthday month. And since we used to do this on Facebook all the time, we were like, what the hell? Why not? And we came up with these questions yesterday because we kept putting it off. And we had so much going on, and we are finally doing it, and I'm glad. Here comes Anna with the beers.
And Max followed me into the kitchen.
Oh, yes, he is. All right.
All right. So, this is
probably going to be our breaking point.
Oh, my God.
Yeah, you could just take, like, the tiniest morsel that you want. I won't blame you, because I'm probably going to do the same.
Oh, you know I'm already going to gag over this.
It's so gross.
I'm going to let you go first. Oh, my God, that's huge.
I know.
That's what she said.
No, I'm trying to cut it. I should have grabbed a knife.
I have something to let you know about question number 5 that might surprise you. You're dipping it? No, we can't.
Okay. Dink it and sing
Boop.
it.
You go first.
Okay.
You took a huge bite. You're a brave person.
So gross.
Oh, my God. You can hear me take my bite. Oh, my God.
So gross.
I spit it out, literally. Oh, my God, that's disgusting.
Ooh.
Oh, my God. Ugh. Ugh. Okay, you're going to have to...
So that's the most disgusting thing in the entire world.
We had to actually pause it. I went into the kitchen and just started retching. And if you saw the tiny bite that was in my mouth for even just a second, my mouth is like throbbing right now. It is disgusting. There is absolutely no redeemable quality about this hot sauce.
Jenna Ortega, how you did not flinch while eating that. You know what? Wednesday Addams, you're the fucking shit.
They have grave mouth. Is that what it's called when they have no taste buds or whatever? Yeah. This thing is disgusting. I mean, it tastes like metal.
Yeah.
Like just hot to be hot. There's really no reason for this thing to exist. None. That's all I've got to say.
And I took a bigger bite, and
he took a really big bite, and I was gagging and ran into the kitchen to get ice. And I thought you were sort of okay until you came in, and you just realized.
Yeah, I made a mistake.
Yeah.
Okay. I think I'm okay though. Do you want me to ask a question? Or do you want? Okay. Okay, so everyone knows that you're a really big football fan.
Yes.
But what people might not know is that you are a big fan of tennis.
Yes.
Do you remember the first tennis match you watched? And what is it about tennis that interests you?
I will well, first off, my mom loved tennis. She didn't play it, but I think she just enjoyed watching it, and we used to play tennis at like the local kind of rec area in near our neighborhood at Berman Park. We took tennis lessons. My sister took tennis lessons. I do remember always watching Wimbledon with my mom. That was always in July, usually the first weekend of July. So it was something I could watch during the summer, the 2 weeks of Wimbledon. And, growing up with, female athletes like Billie Jean King and Martina Navratilova and Chris Everett, and, just being able to have women to look up to, because the majority of the sports that were on TV were always male related. I mean, you've got football, baseball, basketball. I don't know when the WNBA started, but that wasn't really on TV when I was little.
Told us like the WNBA, but all dudes.
Hockey. So there was very little women in sports that as a kid you saw or I saw. And so tennis was a place where I saw females could be successful as athletes. So that was probably why I liked it. Big shout out to my mom. She definitely brought it up. But I also, I'm not going to say like I was really good. I mean, I could play. I mean, I'm, not going to be here and be like, oh yeah, I can like slam a serve or anything and volley with the best of them. But I could play a match. I could play a set or two and kind of make it through and hold my own. And so in college, I was a university hostess. Mm-hmm. And one of the things that we got to do as a university hostess was keep score for tennis matches. Ooh. And that was how I got to know the tennis coach at my college for the men's tennis team. His name was Mark. Shout out to Mark Tishner if you're listening. But he became a friend. I actually took tennis. I have a letter from my dad where he writes me a letter. I think my parents got my like fall school schedule and I had tennis on there. And my dad was like, you already know how to play tennis. Why are you taking tennis in college? And, you had PE elective requirements. So, I took bowling and then I took tennis. And so Mark would let me and my roommate Pam apartment sit for him when he would go to California for the summer when he was off. He would go and like meet up with his girlfriend or whatever. And so I became really good friends with a lot of the guys on the tennis team. Because I knew how to keep score and like none of the other university hostesses knew how to keep score. So they were always like, we want Anna because she actually knows how to keep score. So I've loved tennis. I've always had a dream of going to Wimbledon. True story. In 2024, I actually got into the lottery for Wimbledon the summer I was having my Achilles heel surgery. I literally had surgery like the day that I would have been in my seats at Wimbledon. People on Facebook were all like, delay your surgery. And I was like, I can't. I mean, like, I have to have it by July. This was
not elective surgery.
I mean, it wasn't, but it was like, I needed to have it done.
Right.
Like, mostly my consideration was for me to get back to work in a decent time. Like I really needed to be well by like end of August. So the first week of July was like the latest I could do it. So that was one of my big regrets, was having to decline those tickets. And I will say Wimbledon does it very well. Ticket holders are all by name. And so if you cannot attend, you cannot sell your tickets. It goes back into the draw.
I like that.
For either people the day of standing on the hill waiting in line, or it gets put back into the lottery and goes to someone else. And I just have to say, if Wimbledon can figure out how to do that shit, so should Ticketmaster.
Oh, yeah.
And so I appreciated that because like everyone was all like, sell them. And I was like, I can't because like they don't permit you to do that. You actually, I think, have to show your ID when you go through the gates or some sort of something. I don't know. But yeah, that's my sport. I think it's truly because it was a sport that had women, something that I could actually really do. I mean, I played sports. I mean, I played volleyball and softball, and I wasn't very good at basketball, but I also played soccer. Women's soccer wasn't even popular when I was really, really little. That was just high school something to do. Mm-hmm. Women's soccer wasn't like on TV much that I was aware of. So, my sister was definitely more of like the volleyball, gymnastics person, but I love tennis. So yeah, that's it. So, all right. So I'm known for being a sports fan and you are known for being the exact opposite.
True.
But you do have a big love for underdog sports movies. What is it about the underdog that resonates with you?
I feel like, in a way, I've been an underdog my whole life.
Okay.
I am 5'6". I'm not a tall guy. I'm not a big guy. I wouldn't call myself an intimidating guy. But there's just something about, I could kind of make a good underdog sports movie example. So I grew up in the 90s where I feel like there was an underdog sports movie being made like every few months. Something was coming out. There was one called Little Giants.
Oh.
And it starred Rick Moranis and Ed O'Neill. And it's one of Devon Sawa's first movies. And it's such a great movie because it's really just kind of about, it really kind of spoke to a culture that wasn't being talked about at the time. It was just kind of the pressure we put on kids to play sports when they're kind of at an age where they should just be kind of having fun and kind of just enjoying themselves. And so what Little Giants is kind of about is the Pop Warner League is the town is starting a pop, like
is this baseball?
A Pee-wee's football.
Football.
A Pee-wee football team. And a group of kids don't get picked to be on the team. And what these weren't kids that like wanted to be professional football players. They didn't have sports parents or anything. They just wanted to have fun. They just wanted to play sports and have fun. And they were told that they weren't good enough. So what Rick Moranis decides to do is him and his daughter who, here we go.
There's Max.
They're Rick Moranis' daughter, who Ed O'Neill and Rick Moranis are brothers.
Is he at the door?
He's just walking around barking.
Let me go open the door. Let me open the door for you.
And so Rick Moranis' daughter, who is Becky the Icebox O'Shea, and she doesn't get picked, even though she's the best player, she doesn't get picked because she's a girl.
Of course.
And so what Rick Moranis decides to do is he decides to gather up all of the outcasts and be like, hey, let's just have fun. Like, let's just have fun. And so what it ends up being is like, so there's only one town, one team in the Pop Warner League. So you can only have one team per town. So what they decide to do is have a playoff, and the two teams decide to play each other. Whoever wins gets to represent their town in the league. And it really is just kind of all about, like, there's just kind of this whole speech that Rick Moranis gives, like, towards the end of the movie, where it's kind of all about, like, it doesn't matter if they beat you 99 out of 100 times, you can still beat them that one time. Like, there's always that one win, it's not like the Miracle on Ice. It's always just like that, if you can just get that one extra point, if you can just get that one extra play. And I loved it because as a kid, you want to have that moment in the sun. Like, you want to have the moment where everyone picks you up and starts chanting your name. And I think every kid wants to have that, whether they want to admit it or not. And I think what I love so much about underdog movies is, like, you kind of get to live, because that doesn't really often really happen in real life. So, like, I love to watch a movie where you do get to see that. And I loved watching the documentary about the miracle of 1980.
Miracle on Ice.
Like, that whole story where, like, these group, and also the one about the rowing team in the Olympics from back in the 40s.
Yeah.
The boys
The boys
of 42 or something like that, where it's just like he is going nuts out there. We have this floating light in our pool, and he is losing his shit over it. He thinks it's a UFO, I guess.
I guess.
I love the idea of just, like, proving everybody wrong and showing that, like, hey, just because I'm not big, just because I'm not the best of the best, I can still play and I can still have fun. And maybe there is something to, maybe we are better because we're having fun. Maybe it's less about being a better team and better at just having, like, that chemistry and having, like, that camaraderie. Whereas, like, the Cowboys were, like, the good team and the Little Giants were the ragtag team. The Cowboys were just, like, these great football player kids that they all had the sports parents who, were there at all the practices and there at all the games. We all know those parents. And the Little Giants parents were just like, our kids are playing. Like, we're just happy that our kids are playing. And there's something to that.
And I think that's a lot to talk about an underdog. And it's kind of with the saying, and I'm going to get it wrong, it's like, when you've got nothing to lose, it's like, no one expects anything of you. And so therefore you're usually going in way less stressed, not a care in the world, because you're there having fun. And if you lose, everyone really expected you to lose anyway, so you haven't really fallen far from
literal definition of you have nothing to lose.
And so then when you win, it is just this amazing thing,
and it's so cute. What kind of like starts their momentum is in the game is that they're just their first like quarter, they're just getting like pummeled by the Cowboys, and like they're just getting pummeled. But what gains their momentum is they gain a yard. They get 2nd and 9, and that builds their momentum, and they're like, okay, maybe we can do this, and that's when that whole thing starts. I love that movie. If you've never seen it, we need to watch it. It is such a cute movie.
Or maybe I have, and I just don't remember it.
So good, yeah.
Depends when it came out. If it was in the
94.
Yeah, I was going to say, I was teaching.
It came out right before my birthday. I went and saw it on my 10th birthday. Oh. That's why I have such a core memory about it. I saw it like 3 times in theaters. Gotcha. I loved it. All right, do you want to do this last one?
Yeah, I'm scared because the bottle says 11 out of 10. And so after, I'm thinking it can't be worse than Da Bomb because that like nearly killed both of us just now.
So we can take a little bite and see what happens.
I'm taking a tiny bite. I've wiped our fork and I've wiped our knife from any Da Bomb remnants. So I'm trying to stay away from any of that. I wish you had made a couple of extra tendies because that tropical Amarillo and that other one.
We still got chicken. I just figured after we eat the gross ones, we're not going to be hungry, but our hunger will come back at some point. We can eat later tonight. It's still not late.
Okay, let me try. You have a bite.
I have a little bite. I did a small bite this time.
Yeah, please, because you took too big of a bite. You tell me. I just don't want it to be disgusting. Like, Da Bomb is disgusting.
I think it's true. It's like once you do the bomb and like your tongue goes numb, you just can't taste it as much.
I don't like that.
I mean, it tastes disgusting, but I mean, like...
Yeah, that one is not good.
Yeah. Whew. All right. This might be easy. You can't say Da Bomb when I ask you this question.
Okay.
So we're eating chicken fingers, one of our favorite foods. But let's talk about the opposite of that. What's one of the most disgusting foods you've ever had? And it can't be anything with Da Bomb, even though that might be your answer.
Well, I'm going to talk about, like, real food things.
Yeah.
Probably growing up. Now, keep in mind, we came from a very, like, lower middle class, if not, like, not welfare. My dad did not make a lot of money. My mom was a housewife, so we did not come from a lot of money. So my mom was always very creative in what she was buying at the grocery store, would buy what was inexpensive. And so one of the things she would make, and if you are of Latin, Hispanic heritage, you will know what I'm talking about, and it is called mondongo, which is cow's tripe.
Ah.
The lining of a cow's stomach. And if you Google it and see what that looks like, it looks like a honeycomb like bee thing. It's like white, and it like has like little pocket, like little, like it looks like a honeycomb. She would also make it for some insane reason with the flavor of like peanut butter. I don't know where this recipe came from or if she just made this shit up, but like
from hell.
We would smell it and we would just be like, oh God. And so I will never forget, if my sister happens to be listening to this, it was very, very chewy. It's just like very rubbery. I don't even know how to describe it. I mean, it was like in a stew. I mean, she maybe had like carrots and celery and onion and, whatever freaking else my mom would put in this shit. But I was probably like 7, which meant Rebecca was probably like 13 or 14. God, my nose is like getting ready to start running from that last one. And Rebecca was chewing it and she goes, do we just chew it or do we also swallow it? And my mom, like, just smacked her. I mean, just because my mom, I think, thought she was being very disrespectful. But, I mean, I think we were both like, we're just chewing, like it's not disintegrating in our mouth. Like it's just rubbery. My brother to this day says he loves it. He's like, oh, Mondongo, it was so good. I'm like, you're fucking lying. Like, there's no way that you liked that. It was disgusting. I mean, growing up, of course, there was always like liver and onions. That was, I always think back to the Dick Van Dyke episode when we watched that and she's making liver. I was like, oh my God, that must have been such like a 50s, 60s, 70s thing. It must have been a very like inexpensive and readily available meat, but man, it smelled disgusting when it was cooking. But that is probably, I will say, the most disgusting thing my mom ever made. I mean, I really cannot think of anything else. Maybe the only other thing was at Thanksgiving one year, she decided to make like the dressing, the stuffing with like the turkey necks, like as like the sort of base of the broth. And the turkey necks have like a really gross, like gizzardy, like flavor. And I just remember thinking it was stuffing. And I went in for like a really big bite and just kind of like I did with the bomb, that little tiny piece of chicken. Like it just went all over my plate. And she just was, you know, I don't know this, you know, and I was just like, that was disgusting. And I would just also remember, I think Rebecca was like, that is gross, Mom. Like, what did you do? Like, it was just rancid. And again, my mom would never, ever admit that anything she ever made was bad, because my parents both thought like, you know, throwing out food or not appreciating food was like a sin, if, you know, especially since we did not have a lot of money. And then one other time, just as a cooking thing, I mean, because I love red beans and rice, you know, I make that for us, you know, every like season or so. But one time I think my mom, for some insane reason, put in like 2 chopped onions into the red beans and rice. Where like I maybe put in like half a cup, and that's mostly just to give it a good flavor, just to get the base going. But for some insane reason, my mom put in like 2 whole onions chopped up. And I remember taking my first bite and just my face like going, bleh. Like I was just like, it was just like onion and rice. There was no red beans about it. And again, I just remember my mom getting upset that I had made a face and I had said her food was disgusting, because again, that we just did not do that at my house. And then my brother happened to be home. I don't know where my sister was. She might have been working or something. So I might have been in like junior high at this point. And my brother took a bite and he spit it out, which was a shock, because my brother does eat a lot of different stuff. Yeah. But he was like, Mom, this is disgusting. And then it was okay. Because Seth said it was disgusting. And so those are kind of but the main one, I will say, just the gross food that I've ever had was the mondongo, was the tripe. And again, it's a delicacy. There are a lot of people that eat that around the world. So I'm not saying that it's a bad food, of course. If you're listening and you like it, go you. Just as probably like a 6 or 7. Just as like a 6 or 7 year old. It just was not in my palate at that time. All right. So speaking of disgusting food. Okay. I know you're not a picky eater, but is there a food out there that has made you sick?
So there are a few that have made me sick. I mean, like I've had like food poisoning and stuff like that, but that didn't like turn me off to that food. I got food poisoning from lasagna one time. I don't know if it was just like if it was just bad meat. I guess that's the only thing that could really cause food poisoning from lasagna,
or
but
the cheese.
Maybe. But it didn't turn me off to lasagna. I've eaten lasagna many times since then, and on a cruise ship. But I can remember one time. So I was in high school, and one of my best friends growing up, his dad is from Franklinton, which is a small town in Louisiana, and it's right on the Bogue Chitto River. And his family owned like this massive amount of land, and they had like a camp on there, right on the river. It was this really cool, kind of like get away from it all type place. And me and him were in high school, and we would occasionally go and stay the night or stay like 2 nights there. And there was one night where all we had was a case of beer and 2 giant bags of marshmallows. That's all we had. That's all we had. We did
Why?
not prepare for this. We kind of went there on a whim.
Oh.
I think we did not sleep the night before. Like I was like 16 or 17. Like it was just one of those things. And we went to the camp, and that night I got very inebriated, and I had barely eaten that day, so I was very hungry, and so all I had consumed that night were like a pack of cigarettes that I smoked, a bunch of beer, and almost an entire bag of jumbo marshmallows.
Oh, the big fat ones.
Yeah. Not that much long. Not much that. Not a little bit later. Sorry, a little bit later. It really is true when you have these really hot things, you like get high and drunk off of it.
I was gonna say, and you've had almost 2 Coronas, and we don't really drink beer, so, I'm on my second one.
So maybe like I don't know how much long into being into the inebriation, but I just remember later that night I just was throwing up marshmallows.
Oh my god.
It was just beer flavored. It was the texture of marshmallows, but it was bile and beer that I was throwing up.
Okay, I'm going to ask you this. So like were you almost just like inhaling, like were they square coming out, or was it just like marshmallow fluff coming out?
It was like I had eaten the Marshmallow Man. The Stay Puft Marshmallow Man. No, I was just throwing up. It looked like I was throwing up like ectoplasm. It looked like I was just throwing up like white
fluff.
And all I could taste the next day was vomit and marshmallow. That's like all I could taste. I did not eat another I was about 16 at the time. I did not eat another marshmallow until I was like 30.
Oh my god.
I love marshmallow. I mean, like I love marshmallows. Like I love marshmallow fluff. Like I love marshmallows, but like, yeah, I just remember like not that much long after we had gone back to the camp. I did not get inebriated that time. Maybe I just had like a beer or something like that. But I remember everybody was making s'mores. And I was going to make one. I remember making one, and I remember roasting the marshmallow, putting it on the graham cracker, doing all that. And I remember about to take a bite, and I just like inhaled like the smell of a marshmallow, and it made me throw up.
Oh my god.
And I did not have another marshmallow for like 15 years.
Wow.
And I love marshmallows. But yeah, so that's always the story that comes into mind because like you said, I'm not a picky eater. I was when I was younger, but I think most kids are. But I will give any food a try, and a lot of times I like it. I'm not a huge fan of marshmallow. I'm not a huge fan of mushrooms. But I did get an allergic reaction to a pasta dish, and the only thing that stood out was there were mushrooms in it. But I'm not allergic to mushrooms.
You're not, because I put them in beef stroganoff.
Yeah.
So.
I know I'm not allergic to mushrooms, but like something gave me an allergic reaction when I had that pasta. It's the only time I've ever had an allergic reaction. It was like my throat. Luckily, like the family that I was at, their son had like a shellfish allergy, I think, so they had an EpiPen. And luckily they did that. Of course, I went to the doctor afterward. They brought me to the urgent care emergency room, and they were like, kind of asking me like, so what was in my friend's mom was saying like, what all was in the dish? He's like, well, it could have been the I keep wanting to say marshmallows. I am high right now. the mushrooms. And that was about the only thing that stood out to me, but I never really had mushrooms again, but I don't like them. That's not like they made me sick
like,
thing.
Yeah. I don't like I want to make it clear. I just said I put them in stuff.
Yeah.
Like I use cream of mushroom soup when I'm making.
I know I'm not allergic to mushrooms. Yeah. I think I would just say that because I didn't want to have another allergic reaction. Yeah. I was just scared. So. But now I kind of just have like an aversion for them because I just think they smell. I just think they grow from poop and I don't like them. They're fungus.
Not.
I know. they're just fungus and they're gross. Okay.
But I do want to say both you and I think we both are not super picky eaters.
Yeah.
Like I will try something. You have been in the restaurant industry since you were 14, 15 years old. Obviously my dad was a cook. My mom was a cook, and we both, and then they came from very poor countries. So, I think a lot of people have always, said to me particularly like, oh my God, it must have been so nice with your dad as a cook. Like you must have gotten like, your meals catered to you. And I'm like, nope. I'm like, whatever my parents were making, that is what we
Yeah.
ate. I mean, it was not like he was my sous chef or like my personal chef. You know, if we were having goulash or red beans and rice
Yeah.
or pot roast or spaghetti, that was what we ate. I mean, and there was no like,
Yeah.
I'm going to make you something on the side.
I've never had goulash. I'm so
Yeah.
excited to have some.
So on the very rare occasion, like, they might let me have a bowl of cereal or something if I
Yeah.
just really sort of cried or something. But I can't think of anything that I just really turned my nose at of what my parents
I
made.
grew up in with my mom at my mom's house. It was very like meat and potatoes. Like I love.
And then Shelley was a homemaker.
I have a. She was a home ec teacher.
Yeah, but she was also like a homemaker as well in the sense.
Oh,
that-
yeah.
I mean, she was a principal, so she didn't live at. I mean, she wasn't just
Yeah.
at home, but she was a home ec teacher, which is essentially teaching you to be a homemaker.
I did have a. In a lot of ways, I did have like a gourmet cook for a stepmom who would she would make stuff from scratch. She still does. It's still, I don't know what she does with those olive balls or with those sausage balls, but they are some of the greatest things I've ever had in my life. They're so good. All right, well, we did it. We survived the wings of death, as Sean Evans would say. This camera, I'm just kidding.
All right, so what you got going on? So tell me. I'll give you, like, look at this camera and tell me what you've got going on coming up. A trip to Europe?
Yeah, we have a trip to Europe that we're going on we are now 9 days
away.
We are now 9 days away. I'm so excited.
We're in single digits.
We are in single digits. We have just rearranged some travel plans.
Oh my gosh.
Anna was stressed out. I was stressed out. We figured it out. We're both relieved. We are going to be doing some international travel. Both very excited about that.
You're burping.
And the beer. It's the carbon. It's the beer. It's the carbonation, or the fizzy. Yeah. So that's all. I think that's all I have going on. I can't really think right now. But yeah, the bomb kind of killed me, and then the last dab was bad.
That
but
was not good.
It wasn't good. I mean, you get to a certain point. And I've noticed that with these sauces because we've tried so many of the sauces. Once you get past like the 6 out of 10, you leave flavor and you just enter heat, hot, chemical. Like that's all because that's how. Because I mean, like I've had habaneros and habanero is really hot, but there's like a flavor to it.
Right.
And it's like when I used to make those spicy pickles all the time, and with the habaneros in the brine, and it was just like you could still. He's on the he's just chilling by the door.
Okay, good.
Yeah, he's having a good time.
Okay.
Yeah, so we survived, and now we are I have not showered since I still haven't showered. I still haven't changed. I'm still in my work clothes. I didn't want to settle down and then talk myself out of doing this.
Right.
All right, so that wraps up this episode. Thanks for tuning in. If you haven't already, go ahead and follow us on whichever platform you listen to this podcast on. That way you'll be notified every time we publish a new episode. You can also follow us on Instagram at WeJudgePilotPod. We're also on Facebook and Threads. You can leave us a comment, suggest a show for us to watch, or leave some emojis in the comments. What you got? You're doing this by memory.
I know. I'm doing this one. So I have the chili, the chicken, the lime, the beer, because we were drinking beer, the ice, and the water, because we had that. Also there are wings, so the buffalo, just for fun.
Is there a bald man emoji for Sean Evans?
Yes, there's a bald man emoji. I'm gonna also do the vomit emoji because that one is disgusting.
The biohazard emoji.
Yeah. So yeah, any of those. All right. Well, we are gonna head out, but we'll talk to you soon. Thanks for listening.